Whenever you think of the game Uncharted, you're probably thinking about this guy. And even though we love Nathan Drake, he's no more in Uncharted. But Chloe and Nadine are a great fit for this game, and this is my review for Uncharted: The Lost Legacy.
Now turn up.
Alright, so I'm a pretty avid Uncharted fan. I played every game 1, 2, and 3 in that order, played out of order, then replayed the order right before Uncharted 4. And even though Uncharted 4 is pretty much a masterpiece in my book, it's not perfect, but it's just close. It doesn't have that Uncharted 2 caliber, but it does have that amazing masterpiece, that blockbuster moment, that story that really grabs you into it. But we're not here to talk about Uncharted 4 or Nathan Drake or any of those games. We're here to talk about the single player DLC that was released about a year and a half later. And Chloe is a known person. She was in Uncharted 2 and 3, and she did great. When she was introduced in 2, it was amazing. And her role in this game feels great, and it's just right. Naughty Dog really did hit the nail in the coffin playing this game and building her up. And throwing Nadine on the side, it really should be no surprise that Nadine's in this game, but throwing her in this game really added something. Just like Uncharted 4, where Sam and Drake was together most of the time, Chloe and Nadine really do have that chemistry that you just couldn't think of. Like, let's be honest, when you seen that reveal trailer a few months ago, or last year I should say, when The Lost Legacy was first announced and Chloe revealed her hood, I'm pretty sure you were shocked. You wasn't expecting that. And just like when you play this game, you're not going to expect that Chloe and Nadine get along just great. Now, I'm not going to spoil the story or anything like that, but I do want to say, if you're a fan of Uncharted, you have to play this game. Like, there's no ifs and buts about it. If you never played Uncharted, you don't have to play the other games. Sure, it will help, but you don't have to play the other games because the story plays out just fine without any knowledge of the previous games. Alright, now let's talk about the visuals. I mean, there really should be no contest here. We're talking about Naughty Dog, okay? When Naughty Dog puts out an Uncharted game, you know it's going to look good. From the grass, to the clothes, to the necklaces, to the hair, to the water, to the way that stuff falls, to the mud in a game. It looks amazing, and there's really nothing wrong with this game. Now, when I was playing it on the regular PS4, there was a lot of glitches here, some frame drops, but it didn't really make me dislike the game. It only stood out because when you see a Naughty Dog game, you expect perfection. But with that being said, it doesn't mean that it's a bad game at all. It's definitely not a bad game. All right. With that being said, moving along to the gameplay mechanics, and gameplay plays just like an Uncharted game, except it's in the female body. Now, if you played the multiplayer and you play with Elena or Chloe or Nadine on Uncharted 4, then you pretty much got a feel on how these players react. It's not just the Nathan Drake model or the Nathan Drake capture picked on a Chloe skin model. You can tell that it's actually a female movements that is in this game, and I really do appreciate that. I really do appreciate that with Naughty Dog. Whenever they released Uncharted Drake's Fortune way back in 2007, and they really emphasized on the mocap, it really did play a part, and I think that's what made this game and this franchise, with that being said, stands out as a whole on top of every other game. Not to saying this is the best game of all time, no, that's not the case, but when you think of Uncharted, it really does stand out, and Naughty Dog really did set a bar with this game. Alright, moving along, we are going to talk about the story. Again, without spoiling the story, Nadine and Chloe are on the hunt to find this tusk, pretty much elephant's trunk or whatever. And It's known to have great power, great fortune, but come on, whenever you're going treasure hunting, you're in it for the money. Obviously, Nadine fell out in Uncharted 4 with her army in Shoreline, and Chloe obviously is missing Uncharted 4. She's been on the line of work for a while, so they're both in it for the money. Now, just like any other Uncharted game, there's somebody else looking for that same treasure who's a villain, and they all play the same. You know, they cross paths with their protagonists once or twice in the history, and they fight each other, yada yada yada. Well, they fight the goons, I should say, yada yada yada, and boom boom boom. Now, the thing with this story is, it's not about the villain. It's about that we finally get to know what Chloe Fraser is all about. And she reveals her backstory, and I must say, it really is amazing. It really is surprising. Now, if you're used to seeing hardcore badass Chloe, that's not going to happen here. She really does show a side of emotion that I think any female, or a person for that matter, can relate to it. And it really does help bring out that character more with this game, and you invest more into Chloe. Same thing goes with Nadine. You see a side of her that you're not really used to seeing. Back in Uncharted 4, she was just this badass who can kick ass, and don't get me wrong, she still can kick ass, but she shows another side, that emotional side, that really does stand out for this game. And them two together, oh man, like I said before, it is a great chemistry and I love it. I couldn't put the controller down. I just told myself, should I continue playing or should I go to sleep and go to work? And obviously I chose to continue playing and just beat myself over in the morning, because that game is so good and so investing. Now, with that being said, it is not Nathan Drake Uncharted, okay? It's not that at all. However, it goes to show that an Uncharted game does not need Nathan Drake to make it a great game. It really doesn't. There are some short bats and there are some times where Nathan will have some great moments, but Chloe does just fine. And the dialogue between these two, whether it's the cutscenes or driving or walking, where you can have the optional conversations, it's great. Like it really is amazing. Okay. I can go on and on about this, but I'm sure you don't want to hear all that. My honest verdict is, just go get the game and play it for yourself, and you're an Uncharted fan. If you have a PlayStation 4, there's no reason that you're not playing this game. It really isn't. It really isn't. Especially on the PS4 Pro. Playing on that thing with a 4K TV, with HDR, it's really, really amazing. With that being said, I know I praise the game heavily, and I still do. I still think it's a great game. There are some drawbacks. For one of the earlier part of the games, you have kind of this open world-ish type of jungle where you can either do this mission first or do this mission first, but it's kind of rinse and repeat. And what I mean by that is, you go to it, you see some bad guys, you get past them, and you do some puzzles. You go to this next spot, you see some bad guys, you get through them, and you do some puzzles. And the puzzles really wasn't that hard. I mean, really, it was only like maybe 6 or 7 puzzles that really stood out. Well, not stood out, but in total, there was really 6 or 7 puzzles in total, and it was kind of downbreaking. Like it really was. But you can't be upset, because this was only done in a year. And it was only revealed as a single-player expansion when Uncharted 4 was first released. But it became its full-fledged game, but it's more of a short game. It can be completed in 5 or 6 hours if you really want to put the time into it. However, there is replayability, just like any other Uncharted game, where you can find treasures. You can get all the optionals. There's this a phone now, which I guess was pretty good from Uncharted 4 when you took a picture of Sully, and you just take pictures of everything, whether it's the landscape or whether you're taking pictures of Nadine or whatever. So, I mean, if it works, it works. I mean, it's not really a big deal. To me, I feel like it replaces collecting journals in Uncharted 4 pretty much. Now again, There are some bad things about this game. Like I said, the open world and the climbing is back. I mean, it's kind of expected at this time, and you kind of just get used to it, just going up and up and up and up, pressing X, press X, press X. The rope is back, and it doesn't really play useful like you would think it should. Really, it's the same as in Uncharted 4. There is this one scene where it really is useful, but that's only that one part. The pick thing is back, where you can pick in it and then climb up to the ledge. There's lock picking, which is very easy. You just use the left stick and the controller vibrates. I ain't look for that. Also, there's clue in the game as well on lock picking. But I do like the fact that there's not an upgrade like Assassin's Creed. I really hated that about Assassin's Creed. You needed to get to like level 4 to really be a good lock picker. Other than that, the game is amazing, and if I had to give it a score, I would give it a 8 out of 10. And again, I'm probably one of the biggest Uncharted fans. I'm always a day one person, and I streamed the game, and I was pretty much let down with the jungle, but it's kind of like a roller coaster. You go up, you go up, you go up, you go up, and then you hit that top, and you just go down, and you're just having this great time, and you can't put the controller down, and you're doing this and you're doing that, and it's pretty amazing. So when you first start the game, don't put the game down. Just go ahead and grind through what you gotta do, and once you hit that climax, and you'll know when you hit it, because there are major twists in this story. There's so many points in this story where you're like, oh my God. When you hit that point, you're not gonna wanna put the controller down, because you gotta know what happens next, and I commend Naughty Dog for doing that. So again, I give this game an 8 out of 10. It's not the best game out there, but it's still a great game, and I recommend to go pick it up. If you like this video, please give me some thumbs up. If not, give me some thumbs down. But please leave comments. What was your best part about Uncharted: The Lost Legacy? And don't spoil the game for other folks here. I'm pretty sure there's people who haven't played it yet, or else you wouldn't be watching this. Please subscribe to the channel as well. I got a lot of more content coming. Also, I got a contest where you can pick your own game. So if you haven't played Uncharted: The Lost Legacy yet, and you are a winner of this contest, you can choose The Lost Legacy. So more details for that coming. It's your boy Hookaway. That's all I got. I'm out of here. Peace.
Don't touch mine.